everyone, welcome back to another episode of ReaperCast. Today we're going to be talking about the Banlist, and I'm pretty much going to be analysing it and seeing what differences will be actually made to the format. So without further ado, let's just take a look and see what this Banlist actually has. Firstly, I want to actually go over the fact that this list is effective from the 1st of July, so that's definitely very, consistent and really, efficient from what they're doing here, as opposed to them actually starting somewhere in the middle of the month. But it's going to be going on until the next list, which is going to be no earlier than October 1st. So we're looking about 3 months for this particular new list here. Definitely going to be very big, very significant. So with that being said, we have to hope that this particular list is going to be somewhat impactful in such a way where it could actually last for 3 months. But as a reminder, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop a like, share, comment and subscribe. But let's just get started with this list. The first card I see here on the forbidden side of things is Guard Dragon LP. Now this is not a surprise whatsoever. I already expected this card to go on the list. It could have been any of the Guard Dragon links, it could have been Pisty as well, but to see LP actually go on the list here, not a problem. It was something that all of us were kind of prepared for anyway. It's not too surprising because this is already a card that has really shaped the format to make Dragon Links one of the most powerful decks for such a long time, so taking this away will definitely remove their key combos. But next, of course, we have here Zodiac Trident. It was limited, but now it's actually back to forbidden again. Zodiac's definitely drove up quite a certain kind of hype to it when it actually started to get a bit of a return. So a lot of people definitely joined the bandwagon and got into the deck again. It actually was really good, which is why Trident ended up getting banned now, because it was just starting to reach that point of uncontrollable madness once more. So with that being said, I guess it's fair to have Trident go back to 1, though I would have liked to see Broadbull actually come back, and I'm seeing right now on this list that Broadbull is still right next to Trident in the forbidden side of things. So I was really hoping that maybe in the next list Broadbull might be able to be released back to 1. But that's fine, only 2 cards got hit into the forbidden side of things, which is okay of course, because of the fact that I'd rather see less cards go onto the list than cards coming off the list. And seeing that the 2 cards that went on the forbidden side of things were really just problematic cards, it's okay, it's not a big deal. However, let's now take a look at the limited side of things. Firstly, I see Miscellaneousaurus, definitely a huge problem. So the first card I see here is Miscellaneousaurus, definitely a really random hit. I never really took this card to be a chaotic card or anything like that. I don't see it as a card that's really impactful to the point where it deserves to be hit on the list. I mean, when the card came back to 3, I was definitely so pleased to see it come back. My Dino decks were ready again. My TG deck was ready again, but to see it now go back to 1, I'm very disappointed about that. I really hope it doesn't actually get banned, because it definitely does just let dinos do stuff, but to see it hit from 3 to 1 is still quite a heavy hit, and I just still don't think it's that necessary. So that would be a card that's considered going onto the list rather than coming off the list. That's definitely unfortunate. However, the next card here we have is Performer Power Skullcrobat Joker. This is fantastic. It used to be forbidden and now it's back to 1, so I'm very pleased about that, because this particular card is one of the key cards for Pendulum decks, and seeing that it's actually back now is going to be really fun. I could see this being utilized in so many different engines, in so many different Pendulum decks out there, so I'm just quite excited about this. It's going to be it's not going to be that broken, but I am keen to see what kind of ideas you guys actually come up with the actual Joker itself. But moving on here, we have Striker Dragon, also a really impactful card that's actually getting hit. It was unlimited for a long time, and now that it's actually being limited, it makes sense. We all saw it coming. It was either this or LP. I was surprised to see that both of them would be hits, but Striker Dragon being hit to 1 is still viable. In fact, I still play my Rocket deck with just 1 Striker Dragon anyway, so I'm definitely pleased about that. It just removes the fact that Dragon Links won't be able to spam out combos anymore. So this is definitely an understandable hit. However, moving on, we do have a Mirage Stalio. It was forbidden for a long time, and seeing it come back to 1 is definitely really pleasing. I really missed this card for a long time because it was just hit randomly, I guess. And yes, while it was part of the key combo, it wasn't necessarily broken, so seeing it come back to 1 is more than enough for me to feel really pleased about Salaman Greats actually making a comeback. Of course, I don't see it being one of the meta decks out there because Circle is still at 1 and Gazelle is still at 1, but even so, to see Mirage Stalio back is definitely going to add more combos to the actual deck itself, and I'm definitely all for it. And lastly, on the Forbidden side of things, we have from Forbidden coming back to 1, we have here Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, which is definitely a fantastic card. I mean, having it at 3 would be quite crazy, but having it back at 1 might not be the worst thing ever. It could definitely excel a lot of decks again and just add a bit of fun and speed to a lot of decks, and that would be fantastic. As for semi-limited, I'm surprised to see that there's even a card being affected in the semi-limited list anyway, but we are actually getting here the Double Iris Magician. It was limited, and now that it's coming back to semi-limited, it's going to be fun. It seems like pendulums are actually making a comeback. It seems like Konami is starting to acknowledge pendulums again. So with that being said, I'm excited to see what Double Iris actually has to offer for the actual pendulum decks out there. And the final card that's actually just coming off the ban list from Limited is Symbol of Heritage. I'm surprised to see that only 1 card came off the ban list. I would like to see a lot more. But you know what? Seeing this particular card come back is definitely quite interesting because I read the card. It's not particularly the most broken card out there. It's a far weaker version of Monster Reborn, a really nerfed version actually, and to even see it being on the list in the first place was definitely really weird for me. So to see it come back now to 3, I don't even think that's going to make a big impact anyway, so it should have just come off the list. But with that being said, I did want to see more cards come off the list and actually go on. It's a shame to see that there's actually quite a lot of cards that went on the ban list. For understandable reasons, of course. I mean, they all had to be hit because they were coming from problematic decks that had to be stopped in some sort of way to pave a new way for newer decks to actually take up the actual format. But let me know what you guys actually think about this. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you all next time.